back to modern construction of real number system. Today I am going to talk about bounded set. What is bounded set? At first I will introduce upper bound. Let's see what is upper bound in real number. Let S be any non-empty set. Be any non-empty set. Any number k, that means any real number k, we say k is an upper bound of S if for all x belongs to S such that x less than equal to k. Right. That means any non-empty set S subset of R is said and k is any real number and k is upper bound if for all x belongs to x such that x less than equal to k. Right? What is geometry? Think the real line. This is the real line. K is upper bound. Then where x will be lie? Left or right? X will be lie left of k. Here any x in S lie left of k. Right? So k is upper bound. Any x of S does not lie in right side of k. All x in S lies left side of k. Let's see an example. J equal to AB. This is the subset of real line. This is the set x belongs to R such that A less than x less than B. Clearly B is an upper bound of J. B is an upper bound of J. Right? Have you understood? We take any number C belongs to R. Suppose C greater than equal to B. What is the relation between J and C? For all x belongs to J, x less than equal to B, B less than equal to C. That implies x less than equal to C. So C is also an upper bound of J. That means upper bound is not unique. Any number greater than k is an upper bound. Have you understood? Right? When k is not upper bound? If any element x belongs to S such that x greater than equal to k, then k is not an upper bound. Have you understood it? Right? Now I am going to say least upper bound. What is least upper bound? Least upper bound is least upper bound. LUB. Any non-empty set is subset of R, then K is a least upper bound or supremum of S. When one, if it satisfies two conditions. One condition, S is an upper bound of S, capital S. And second condition is if T is an upper bound of S, therefore what is the relation between S and T? S must be less than or equal to T. Have you understand? Right? Now I am going to see more kind of intervals. Let's see some intervals. J1 equal to open interval 01, J2 equal to closed interval 01, J3 equal to open 0 closed 1, J4 equal to closed 0 open 1. Right? There are many upper bound. Remember? Right? Of course, one is the least upper bound of J1, J2, J3, J4 also. Right? 1 belongs to J2, also J3, right? Therefore, 1 is the maximum of J2 and J3. But 1 does not lie J1 and J4. Let any element S belongs to R. Assume S is an upper bound of J1. Can it happen? Can it happen? Let's look the picture. Here open interval 01. Here S. Suppose s less than equal to 0, right? Then s cannot be upper bound. Why? Because any element x equal to half which lies in J1 and half greater than 0 which is strictly greater than s. That imply half strictly greater than s. Therefore s cannot be upper bound of s. Have you understood? Now let assume s lies 0 less than s less than 1. Can it happen? Can it happen? Look at the picture. Let s here and x equal to s plus 1 over 2 be the midpoint of the interval s1. Okay, and this midpoint x lie in the interval open interval 0 1. That means s cannot be upper bound of the open interval 0 1, right? That means among all upper bound, 1 is the smallest upper bound, right? Okay. Therefore, s must be greater than equal to 1, where 1 is the least upper bound and any upper bound must be greater than equal to 1. Have you understood? Now let us consider some other interval j equal to ab, open interval ab, closed interval ab, closed open ab, open closed ab. B is here LUB of J. Two real number alpha 1 alpha 2 belongs to R such that alpha 1 equal to LUB of S, alpha 2 equal to LUB of J, LUB of J, right? Now I want to prove alpha 1 equal to alpha 2. Let at first alpha 1 is least upper bound of the interval, such interval, and alpha 2 also upper bound. Then what is the relation between alpha 1 and alpha 2? Alpha 1 must be less than equal to alpha 2. Now consider alpha 2 equal to LUB of the interval j and alpha 1 equal to upper bound of j. Then alpha 2 less than equal to alpha 1. Now look at two things. These imply alpha 1 equal to alpha 2. Have you understood? So, we cannot find two least upper bound. Least upper bound always unique in any set. Have you understood? Okay.
If S is bounded above, then supremum S exists and supremum S belongs to R. The completeness axiom is, if a non-empty set A has upper bound, then it has a least upper bound.
Now I will discuss some property of LUB. Suppose S be a non-empty set which is subset equal to T. Let beta LUB of T and alpha LUB of S. Then I want to say what is the relation between beta and alpha. Just think for a few seconds. This is S and this is T. For all x belongs to T, imply x belongs to S also. Have you understood? Okay. Beta is LUB of T. That means x for all x less than equal to beta. This x also belongs to S. So, beta is an upper bound of S also. Beta is an upper bound of S also, right? But alpha is and least upper bound LUB of S. That means alpha always less than or equal to beta, right? This is the relation between alpha and beta. Have you understood? I think my all viewers have understood it easily. Okay? Now I want to prove other property of LUB. Let S be a non-empty set which is subset equal to R and alpha be a LUB of S and C any positive real number. Look at the set CS. CS equal to C times X such that X belongs to A. Now I want to claim LUB of CS equal to C times LUB of S. Okay. Let Y be any element of CS. For all X belongs to S, since alpha is LUB of S, that imply X be less than equal to alpha. Now I want to prove C alpha equal to LUB of CS. Suppose beta is an upper bound of CS. Then I want to prove C alpha less than equal to beta, because I want to prove C alpha is the least upper bound of the set CS, right? For all X belongs to X, for all X belongs to S, Cx belongs to Cs. Therefore, Cx less than equal to beta. Since C greater than 0, X less than equal to beta over C, and beta over C is upper bound of S, right? Since alpha is LUB of S, that imply alpha less than equal to beta over C. Since C greater than 0, C alpha less than beta. Therefore, C alpha equal to LUB of the set CS. Right? Have you understood? Okay. My next claim is alpha equal to, let LUB of S. S is any set, any non-empty set of real number, and C be any positive real number. Then C plus S equal to set of all elements C plus X such that X belongs to S. Let J equal to AB and C be any real number. Then C plus J equal to C plus A, C plus B. Let's look the picture. Here AB, then C must be here or here. Okay. Now we want to prove LUB of C plus S equal to C plus alpha. Let Y be any member of C plus X. Then there exists X belongs to A such that Y equal to C plus X. X be any member of S and alpha be LUB of S. Sorry, here X belongs to S. That implies, since X be any member of S and alpha be upper bound of S, that implies C plus X less than equal to C plus alpha, and this is true for all Y belongs to C plus S. That means C plus alpha be an upper bound of C plus S. Okay, right? Now we want to prove C plus alpha is the least upper bound of C plus S. Let beta be an upper bound of C plus S. That imply I want to prove C plus alpha less than equal to beta. This is my proof. Let any y belongs to C plus S, that imply y equal to C plus x. Since beta be any upper bound of C plus S, that imply C plus x less than equal to beta. For all x belongs to S, C plus x be member of C plus S. That imply C plus x less than equal to beta for all x belongs to S. That imply for all x belongs to S, x less than equal to beta minus C. That imply beta minus C is an upper bound of S. That imply since alpha is the least upper bound of S, that imply alpha less than equal to beta minus C. That imply alpha plus less C less than equal to beta. This is my proof. That means alpha plus C is the least upper bound of C plus S. Have you understood? Okay. And this property is the only property of real number system. This is the distinguish between real number and rational number. Real number only ordered completely. Real number only satisfy this property. This is the mystery of real number. Okay, bye. See you soon. And I will discuss my next topic. Why rational number is distinguished between this system. Okay.